Yeah.
The so-called Negro community has shot the white man by resisting all efforts to divide us. I think that you and I should continue to shock him by staying and working together in unity, despite religious, political, economic, or educational or social differences.
My people are terrified. We've been terrorized to the point that we're mentally and spiritually paralyzed. We suffered through centuries of dehumanization and degradation. It took the form of slavery and segregation in this land of the free, where oppression's government sanctioned. We're subjected to systemic skin color discrimination, from black codes to Jim Crow to black criminalization. It's been 400 years, it's time for our liberation. We're a nation within a nation, victims of colonization. Where's our revolution and Independence Day celebration? Cause what's the 4th of July to the slave on the plantation? And slavery didn't end, they just changed its implementation. Just check the 13th Amendment, then you'll see why so many black males end up as guilty defendants. The system isn't broken, it's working as it's intended. So I'm not here to fix it, I'm here to end it.
And then again, if we tell you that Negroes are being hung on the tree or being shot down illegally, unjustly, and those Negroes should do something to protect themselves, you say you're advocating violence.
I won't rest till this nightmare we're living in ends, and we see justice for our murdered young innocent men. If black lives really matter, black people need the proof. Cause we are the only ones responsible for our improvement. How can we leave it to someone else to do what's best for us, especially when there's someone else has historically been oppressing us? We can't use a system built to enslave us to free us, and we really sick if we think that they white Jesus can heal us. Our children need us to defend them, teach them and guide them, show them love and bring out the greatness that is deep inside them. Are we gonna build a nation or stay on the plantation? Keep begging for our freedom or fight for our liberation?
When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, he didn't say get nonviolent. He said praise the Lord, but pass the ammunition.
We must be willing to die together, or we'll definitely die separately. We desperately need unity if liberation is our destiny. If we don't know our history, then we doomed to repeat it. White supremacy is the enemy, but together we can defeat it. They stole us from the motherland, sold us into slavery, forced us to work for them. They got the nerve to call us lazy. In this caste system, we're outcasts, still treated as second class. But I can feel it in the air, revolutions in the forecast. We came for greatness, but they don't want us to know. So they hid our history to keep us under control. All it takes is to take a stand. The enemy's not invincible, but we must come together as one nation indivisible.
20 million black people don't even know their own language. Why? Because he took it away from them. 20 million black people who don't even know the history of their ancestors. Why? Because he took it away from them. And he's trying to tell them how thoroughly and completely they've been robbed. He says that he can hate. That's something to think about. Today you are coming out of college. You're coming out of the leading university. You're trying to go in a good direction, but you don't know which direction to go in.
So family, one of the things you all know I take very seriously in our community is making sure that our sisters understand how to keep themselves safe out here, especially for those of you that are single out here. You don't have a husband, you're not dating any man or what have you. You need to pay attention to what you're about to see next, because a lot of times, a lot of the situations that befall us in our community, the men and the women, is because we don't have proper knowledge. So we're going to play this, and I want you all to pay very close attention. If you have not shared this already, make sure you share this with someone right now, especially in our community. All sisters need to know this. If you are a single mother out here and you have daughters that are of driving age, you need to make sure you sit them down and let them see this and explain this to them, because this is very important. Okay, so let's get into this.
But like I said, she works in a big city. She gets off at 3 a.m, drives an hour and 15 minutes to get home. This is the third morning in a row I found one of these on her car in the exact same spot, back passenger door. I didn't know what it was. I just kept cutting it off. This morning, when I found it, I went in there and I asked her, I said, what's the deal with the zip tie being on your back passenger handle every morning? For the past 3 mornings, I've cut it off. She said, Dad, I don't know what in the world you're talking about. She said, I didn't know there was a zip tie on there. I said, yeah, there's a zip tie. So I was talking to my brother just a few minutes ago, and I told him, I said, man, 3 mornings in a row, I found a zip tie on I ain't going to say her name, but my daughter's back passenger door handle. Black zip tie. It's loose, but it's on there. And he works in law enforcement. He's been in law enforcement his whole life. And you could tell when I mentioned that, he got extremely silent. And he said, what'd you just say? And I told him, and he was like, listen, man, cut that off right now. I said, I have been cutting them off. He was like, sex traffickers and people that basically steal women, vulnerable women, put them on a car somewhere where it's not easily noticeable for them, but other people who actually do the stealing knows exactly what that means. So basically what this is, you all, is this is a tag. And this alerts anyone who's part of the organization, I'll call it, of sex trafficking or kidnappers, abductors. Let them know that that person is vulnerable, they are by themselves, and they're an easy target. So if you've got teenage kids, girls that are out late at night, that are driving, check their car every morning. Look for a black zip tie or anything that stands out.
All right, so now, as you just heard here, this is a way for them to communicate by symbols and codification. And that's something every one of us needs to be aware of out here. Okay, we often talk about the system of white supremacy. You need to know about the other dangers of coded communication amongst these damn predators out here. And see, I want to give you this word of advice for you young ones that may be listening to this, young ladies, young sisters in our community. This is something that you all need to be discussing amongst yourselves. If you're out here driving around, you 17, 18, 19, whatever, any of you young sisters out here, make sure that you share this information with each other too, so that you can keep each other safe. Okay. Because see, you are targets out here. Look, I don't care how much you don't like it. I don't care how much you don't want to hear it. Anytime, I'm talking to you on this channel, I'm talking to you out of good faith and concern. If you are a woman out here without a man, you are unprotected. So the next best thing you can do is at least be aware of these types of dangers, because see, let's point this out. They'll tell each other in their own community, the white community, about this. They're not going to tell y'all this type of information. You'll see this on your car, whatever. They'll just tell you, oh, there's nothing to that, and won't even tell you what the meaning or the reasoning of it is. This is one of the importances of having new black media. So when we catch stuff like this, we bring this information to your attention. So make sure that you use the information, apply it wisely so you don't get caught up. And I'm a huge advocate of keeping some bear mace on you, that Second Amendment protection. If you're old enough to use it, get your permit, get a concealed carry, make sure you're ready out here. And when you come out of any establishment, you go into the store, whatever, especially, during the nighttime hours, okay, the evening hours. Men, we do it all the time. Sisters, you need to be making sure you're paying attention. Take a look around your car before you get in there so that you can catch something that's out of place like this, because people don't just do stuff like that for no reason. So that's it. I'm going to wrap that right here. Make sure you share this information again. Pay attention to this, because this is going on right now. And we all know that the number of black women missing in our community is staggering. So this is one of the ways that they've been using to identify soft targets out here. Take care. Black first. See you all in future content.